Hello. I thought you would all like to meet Becca. She's now going on 5 weeks old. I want to say 4.5 to 5. And I wanted to share with you a little bit about what I've learned my first time with baby Parakeet. First of all, Becca has a problem with his leg. Okay, it juts out. It isn't like the other one, so I kind of have to tuck it in underneath him and try to get that leg straight. For those of you who haven't had to do this yet, I use a NutriStart bird formula for feeding. It comes in a powder, and you take a couple spoons of that. I put it in a pill container with water, put the cap on, and shake it up. And then you use, so you can see, okay, I use this. Is a jar, a feeder. And then you put this mixture in the microwave for 10 seconds or less, and then you check it. You squirt some on your elbow in the center of your sensitive arm and make sure that it doesn't feel too hot to you. But remember, too hot. The bird's temperature is supposed to be 106 anyway. So he's rejecting it because the formula has gone cold. And this is the way you do it. Sometimes I stick it and squirt it right in his mouth, but it comes out, too fast. You can let them take it themselves. They say to use an eyedropper, but because Beckor is growing so rapidly, I've moved on to something bigger. And there's sacks here. There's sacks on the back. See, these sacks should be full of fluid. If you wanted to know where they are, that's where they are, and you should see them fill up. And he's got milk food on his mouth. You see how the sacks will just jut out. And you can see them here. These sacks on the left should be full of food. And it gets a little messy. I usually wrap them in a towel. Now, to try to correct the problem with his leg, because his leg juts out like that, is I generally try to put the leg gently back underneath his body, and then set him inside a sock. And to keep the leg, force the leg to stay underneath. to keep him from putting his leg up like this. And then you can take, dishes and line them with, I would say toilet paper, because you have to change them. They soil it. They'll mess in the, so I would use this. And as they get bigger, you can use a box, with a screen hole in it. But I bought this thing a long time ago and never used it for anything, so I have this little igloo nest that I'm using for him right now. And you'll see that they soil the paper, so you gotta change it with fresh paper, because they're messing all the time. I have to change it every time I feed them, and you feed them every 4 hours. Beckor has just got to the point where his last feeding is at 10 o'clock at night, and then whenever I wake up, which the birds get me up at 6:30, he gets his first feeding then, and every 4 hours until 10 o'clock at night. When they're younger than 4.5 weeks, you're going to have to feed them around the clock for like a week to 10 days, and then they should be starting to sleep through the night. So you put the toilet paper in there. Now right now, because I'm trying to do a leg correction, I've got Beckor inside this sock so that he can't pull his leg up over his body. It probably is a little uncomfortable. He doesn't want to do it, but you only have a certain amount of time to get him to train that leg back where it goes. So you've got to make sure that he cannot put his leg up and walk around on one leg, and this one is usually, the other leg is up against the side of the walls of this, which isn't any good. He's never going to be able to function with the other birds if he doesn't learn. So I'm hoping it's not too late. So I just put him in here. Like this. And that way, to me, that's a gentle way to keep the leg down. And he has been known to climb out of this. And so I took a piece of fencing. Believe it or not, he already cannot fit through these holes. He's that big already. And then I just a piece of wire hook. You can use string or anything. And wrap it around. That way, if you need to set them up someplace where you can see them, they won't come out, because we've already had an accident. He's already fallen out once. That's got nothing to do. He was born. His leg is like that, I think, because the mother, when I took him out, his leg was already splayed out like that, and I believe it's because the mother did it on purpose and stayed on top of him and pressed his leg out to keep him from climbing out of the nest. As he did it too much, too long, and now the leg is not correct. The leg is out. And so Beckor is in there nice and snug. And I thought I would share that with you. That is Beckor, and we'll follow along on some other webcams as he grows older. That's Beckor at 4.5 weeks. And we'll take care and have fun if you have to try this. It's kind of grueling to be up through the night, but it gets better after the first week to 10 days, and you can safely let them sleep through the night. And for those of you bird folks who are a little excited about doing it for the first time, this was my first time. And the baby will pretty much guide you along. Just don't take them away from the mother any sooner than 3 weeks, 3.5, okay? Make sure they've started to show some feathers and things before you take it. That's my bird video for today, and take care.